city of Nairobi never sleeps. It breathes, it tempts, it swallows, and in its belly dreams are born, lived, and sometimes destroyed. Among the many souls who had made Nairobi their kingdom were three inseparable girls: Samantha, Leslie, and Shaniz. They were loud, bold, and unapologetically ambitious. Their laughter echoed in Kilimani apartments. Their footsteps shook the floorboards of nightclubs along Ngong Road, and their selfies filled Instagram like a shrine. But behind the contour, wigs, and designer knockoffs was a story the city itself whispered about them. Samantha was the self-appointed queen. Her caramel skin glowed under neon lights, her accent mixed with forced American twangs, and her lips never stopped calling herself a boss lady. She had clawed her way out of Kibera slums, where tin roofs rattled like drums in the rain, and she swore she would never go back. Leslie, the sharp-mouthed one, knew how to work men's pockets with promises that never materialized. Her laugh could charm a boda rider out of his day's earnings, and her curves made landlords forget unpaid rent. Shaniz, the youngest, was their shadow, desperate to fit in. She watched Samantha and Leslie with admiration, mimicking their hairstyles, their slang, their very strut. Together, they were a trio feared and envied. "Babe, let's be real," Samantha said one evening, sitting cross-legged on the faux leather sofa in their Kilimani apartment, a glass of cheap red wine in her hand. "This city is ours. Hakuna competition," Leslie snorted. "Except those Kilimani wives who think their husbands are loyal. If only they knew." They all laughed. Shaniz chimed in, her voice lighter. "Sometimes I think, what if we just went home, visited the village?" Silence. Samantha shot her a glare sharp enough to cut glass. "Home? You mean Kibera? Or those dusty shags in Saya? Over my dead body. I didn't hustle this far to eat ugali with dry sukuma in some smoky kitchen." Leslie raised her glass. "To Nairobi, where we slay, and the village watches us on TV." They clinked glasses, but Nairobi, like a sly lover, always demanded payment. Rent was overdue. Club bills were mounting. The sponsors, who once showered them with cash, were slowly retreating to younger prey. One evening, Samantha received a call. "Hello," a deep male voice answered. "Samantha, this is Brian. Remember me from the rooftop party?" "Oh, Brian," she purred, already calculating. "I'm in Kilimani tonight. I could use your company." Samantha didn't hesitate. She grabbed her handbag. "Girls, don't wait up," Shaniz whispered. "But we were supposed to cook together." Leslie rolled her eyes. "Welcome to Nairobi, baby girl. Men first, food later." But Brian wasn't a sponsor. He was a scammer. Samantha returned the next morning barefoot, her wig missing, handbag gone. "Don't ask," she snapped, when Leslie and Shaniz bombarded her with questions. They laughed, but behind her eyes, Samantha saw her empire crumbling. One afternoon, Samantha received a letter from home. It was from her mother in Saya. My daughter, we are proud of you in Nairobi. But remember, your grandmother's burial is next week. You must come home. The village wants to see you. She almost tore the letter, but guilt gnawed at her. Girls, she said, we're going to shags. Let them see how city girls do it. Leslie grinned. Finally, a chance to show those villagers what class looks like. Shaniz looked unsure, but she followed anyway. The journey was long. As their matatu bumped through dusty roads, they powdered their faces, unwilling to let even the wind humble them. Children ran behind the matatu shouting, Nairobi, Nairobi, Wamfika. The girls strutted out, heels sinking into mud. Samantha, is this you? An old woman exclaimed. You've grown so fat with Nairobi money. Samantha smiled smugly. Yes, Nairobi has been good to me. But when they entered her mother's compound, reality struck. The mud house stood tired, its walls cracked. Smoke rose from the kitchen hut. Goats bleated loudly. Samantha's mother rushed out, tears streaming. My daughter, welcome home. Samantha hugged her stiffly, careful not to stain her expensive dress. Leslie and Shaniz looked around, unimpressed. Is this it? Leslie whispered. After all that hype. Samantha hissed. Shut up, just act rich. At the funeral, the girls sat like queens under the tree, sunglasses hiding their eyes. Villagers whispered, look at them, Nairobi girls. They can't even greet properly. These ones think we eat dust. When food was served, Samantha pushed away the ugali. Do you not have pizza? Or at least chips? Laughter erupted. Shaniz blushed, whispering, maybe just eat Sam. But Samantha refused. I'm not lowering my standards. Later that evening, as they posed for selfies by the graveside, Leslie shouted, #VillageSlayers. The villagers shook their heads. The days dragged on. The girls had planned to stay only 2 nights, but floods delayed transport. Their makeup melted under the sun. Their perfumes mixed with goat smell. Worse, their city secrets began to unravel. A young man approached Samantha. So you're the Nairobi queen, but we hear you live in Kibera. Tin roof, right? Her face burned. Another villager told Leslie, I saw you last month selling handbags at Toy Market. What Kilimani are you talking about? Shaniz, overwhelmed, finally snapped. Stop lying, both of you. We're not queens, we're just hustling. Silence. The village erupted in laughter. Shame spread like wildfire. The girls became a village joke. One evening, Samantha's mother sat her down. My daughter, why do you despise us? Do you think Nairobi makes you better? Look around. These people till the land. They eat what they grow. They are richer than you because they have peace. Tears filled Samantha's eyes. But tragedy was yet to come. On their final day, as they prepared to leave, their rented matatu was ambushed on the highway. Thieves stripped them of wigs, handbags, even shoes. By the time they reached Nairobi, barefoot and broken, No one recognized the Kilimani queens. Samantha sat on a rock outside Kibera, head in her hands. We wanted to look down on people. Now the whole world is looking down on us. Leslie whispered, voice cracked. Maybe this is what we deserved. Shaniz sobbed. I just wanted to belong. And in that moment, Nairobi's glitter turned to dust. Months later, villagers still told the story of the 3 city girls who came with pride and left with nothing. Children laughed, imitating them walking in high heels, sinking in mud. Old women shook their heads, saying, money without humility is a curse. Samantha, Leslie, and Shaniz disappeared into the belly of Nairobi. Their Instagram accounts silent, their crowns broken. And so the lesson remained. The city can give you glitter, but the village will always test if you carry dust